What's up, everyone? Drew, aka Catching Rockets. I hope y'all had a good day today. Me personally did not do very good trading today. I'm trying to think if I have a reason as to why. I kind of felt like when I woke up today, I felt off, and I traded anyway. I kind of was hesitating as to whether or not I wanted to trade today. I guess, like just checking in with myself. I wasn't really feeling it. But then as I was watching charts, like mentally in my own head, I saw two separate trades that worked out really well. And so then I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm doing all right. I'm, seeing the right moves and everything. And it just seemed like every trade I took today, I was a little bit early. Meaning, like, if I was short, it would go a little bit lower, barely stop me out, and then, it would go a little bit higher, barely stop me out, and then it would dump. Or if I was long, it would go a little bit lower, stop me out, and then it would give us a little rocket. So, just not a great day for me. But whatever, I mean, that's going to happen. That's part of trading. Let's switch over to SPY here really quick. Turn this off. I'm going to just delete this stuff because with the moves today, I'm sure you guys were aware that these levels were invalid as far as what we were watching for. Hopefully you understand that. If we go on to the 5-minute chart, I saw a couple of trades I would have taken. This is, let's see, that's Monday. This is today. So the first trade I probably would have taken was right here. I would have tried to play puts, and I think I would have got stopped out because my target would have been the January value area low. So let's just see if... Yeah, I definitely would have got stopped out. At least I think so. I can't get 2-to-1 exactly. Yeah, I would have got stopped out, and it would have been the theme of the day, where, or wait, no, I wouldn't have got stopped out, and that's only if I was using like a 2-to-1 risk to reward. Knowing me, I probably would have put my stop like at the body of these candles. Yeah, this probably would have worked out. It was close though. They came pretty close to my stop loss and then sold off and hit my profit target. The next trade setup that I saw is here we broke above, got our 3 5-minute candles above, retested the December value area low. This was your entry for calls. And for me, my target would have been the weekly second sig. And I'm not like, oh, like we just happened to wick right through it and, like this would be a perfect target. From here, my target was the next level below. From here, my target's the next level above, right? And as far as like today's concerned, our open was right here. So if anything, like, I'd be looking right here. This is a poor high, so they're probably going to want to come up and clean this up later. But so like if I had like a strong high, prior to this weekly second sig, then I might be worried about targeting that, but I don't. I have a poor high above it. That would be my profit target. And in this instance, the probability would have played out in our favor, right? And then as far as the trade is concerned, I'd probably be looking at something to the tune of, let's see, where would I like my stop loss to be? Probably somewhere around there. Or you could even argue like below the wicks of these candles here, which I guess brings me to here, right? So let's see what we're working with. 3.36 to 1 risk to reward. This is probably the setup that I would have taken. So those are really like the two trades that I saw. You could argue that this here was a short, or even this here was a short, because this is breaking the level 3 5-minute candles or more below, retesting. And then just like, on the other trades that I went over, the last two, I would have been targeting here, so it wouldn't have worked out in my favor, right? I would have eventually just got stopped out or had to close the trade before the day ended or something to that effect. Actually, I wouldn't have got stopped out probably. Let's just see, like, short position. I probably would have just closed it, before the day ended. Stop loss. I'm just going to start with here, because I'm looking basically as, I don't know if you can see it, but short term, this was support, support turned to resistance. And then my take profit here, I never would have got stopped out. Came pretty close, but I also never hit my profit target, right? So those are the setups that I saw today. I didn't trade any of them. I traded NQ, and I already talked about that. I wanted to, I guess yesterday we were talking about, like the strong high right here, and the reason that, I would close this trade earlier. So we were targeting the bodies of these candles right here, if you guys remember. And what we were looking at was, I believe it was this break below, bounce, 3 5-minute candles below, retest, enter short here, or take puts here, right? I think I got a little bit of off track, and so I wanted to go back and kind of show you guys the thought process here, where we have like a strong low. Most likely we're not going to come back to that level. I mean, we might, but we did over here, and generally from there, like on the retest, you want to go calls, where you have a strong low or a strong high. You'd want to be in puts, but most times you're not going to quite reach that same level. Basically, like we did here, we came to, this candle bounced a little bit before this, which is why I'd want to close the trade earlier. And just make sure, again, that I have enough risk to reward to be taking that trade. Hopefully everything that I'm covering is making sense. And if you guys remember, we went over this, and then afterwards we switched over to NQ. And I guess I meant to show you guys something on NQ, and I completely forgot. So I want to go back really quick and just show you guys the same setup that we were looking at. It was February 17th/18th or something like that. Was it here? No. Oh, I need to be, well, is it here? Yes. Okay, so this was the setup. It's 22,270 was my entry long. Actually, I just realized this needs to go further this way for this to make sense. And so what I wanted to show you with this is basically the same thing that we were looking at on SPY. And actually, like we didn't really talk about it, but where, like this was kind of resistance, resistance, right? So on this third tap, you could probably short it or take puts. What the trade that I took was when we broke through here, I waited for the retest and I went long. For people that, trade options, that's the equivalent of grabbing calls. What we've been talking about, so like if I hit replay and we go to here, right here on NQ, we have a poor high. So this area here where we have a bunch of wicks coming to the same level. And when that happens, it's the inverse of like your strong high, where they don't quite come back to that level. They're going to end up rejecting, like a little bit earlier. So in this instance, like with the strong high, with the poor high, we actually expect them to go through it and go higher. When I placed the trade, it was 22.55. Like I actually can show the orders. It doesn't really matter, but yeah, I'm not going to look it up, but it was 22.55 when I placed my order, and then I went to bed. So this was the only information that I had. So I just decided to target 22,000 and like 1/4 shy of 300. So 299.75. Knowing that they're probably not going to reject lower, they're probably going to go a little bit higher. But I don't really have, maybe if I looked like far to the left, I might be able to find, like levels to target higher, but I didn't do all of that. I just wanted, since I was sleeping, or since I knew I would be sleeping when this trade played out, I wanted to get out of the trade clean since I can't manage it in my sleep, right? But again, I basically targeted the high because I knew there's a good chance they're going to break through and go higher, right? So if we let this play out, right here, right away they ended up going up and cleaning up this poor high. And then with this information now on my chart, if I was awake to see this, I would probably target something like that to close this trade. But again, I was in bed. I wasn't paying attention anymore at this point, and I just went to sleep. Here they sold off, bounced, whatever. Again, still, I would feel comfortable targeting that same level if I was managing the trade, or even something like this. Again, we have poor high, but they cleaned it up here. And again, this is a strong high, right? So we expect them to reject before they come up to this strong high. So now if we let it play out, I got filled here, right? That's my entry. Here they hit my profit target. If I was targeting one of these levels, as of now, I wouldn't have hit it. I think later on they go and hit it, but you would have had a little bit of pain first, I think. Yeah, you actually go red on the trade. I don't know if I would have been stopped out or not, but yeah, I wouldn't have been stopped out, but it would have been very close as a minimum. Like, I don't know, I'm not figuring out where I would have placed my stop loss, but this candle would have come pretty close to stopping me out just on my regular like orders that I take. So here we finally would have hit it. If I was targeting these levels, should be pretty clear why I was targeting the poor high that we created here when I took this, because like I said, this candle happened right after I went to bed. They cleaned it up immediately, which means, I would expect them to come, and hit, like if they had sold off from here, I would expect the next, move up to clean up this poor high and make a strong high like they did here, or like they did back here, right? So hopefully all of that makes sense to everybody. Where you have strong highs, strong lows, you want to close your trades before you get to those levels. Where you have weak highs or weak lows, You expect price to eventually break through that and either create a strong high or a strong low at a later level. Hopefully that makes sense. So hopefully, this is clicking for you guys. The support, turn, resistance trades that I'm looking at, kind of thing, or how to find entries. Because that was a question, yesterday in the Discord, in the YouTube, and it was a great question. And so again, the first trade I would have seen today, come down to here, break through our December value area low, 3 candles below or more, retest, enter puts, target your next level below. And, you at that point, you just have to figure out your risk tolerance, your stop loss, your take profit, and make sure you're at least making $2 for every dollar risked. And then the next trade that I probably would have taken is this here, where we broke above, had at least 3 5-minute candles above, retested here, enter calls, play up to your next level, which was the weekly second SIG. And then, like I already talked about, this is, break below, and we had more than 3 5-minute candles below, retest. This you could have tried to short, and it wouldn't have worked out in your favor. So basically, 2 setups that I would have taken would have worked, and 1 setup that I would have taken wouldn't have worked. But again, it wouldn't have even been a loss. I would have, or I don't know, like based on theta, but I eventually would have just had to close this trade like almost 3 hours in due to the market closing. Okay. I'm going to look through chat really quick just to see if there's any questions or whatever. Hey, what's up, Geeksters? What's up, Chef? Man, hot baked Cheetos, come on. What's up, Professor X? Yeah, Sarah. Stop loss, super important. What's up? How are you doing? Hey, what's up, Asai? What's up, JP? What's up, GG? What's up, David Ryan? Yeah, bummer. What's up, Jack? The apple holder. Oh, that's a bummer, Geeksters. What's up, Corey? Jack, access denied. You guys are funny. Let's see. Oh, that's crazy what you said, Jack. Watch a soulless rocket. Hey, what's up, Oliver? What's up, Nathan? Keep your hands up, yes. Just go to my channel, search for SIGs, and you'll see a really short video, actually. It's like 5 minutes long. 1 second, I just got some messages. All right. Yeah, no worries. Keep your hands up. All right, so hopefully this all made sense to everybody. I really hope it does. And sorry for forgetting to cover like the poor high yesterday when I was looking at NQ. That was my original plan on going back to that trade so I could show you guys. You know, like here on on SPY, we have a poor high here. You would expect them to clean this up at some point. I would be surprised if it's not tomorrow. I think we're done with this selling off, at least short term. Let's delete some levels. February is almost done. Wait, why is this? Killing myself. Is there anything else I need to delete? Okay. I actually want to zoom out right now and turn off my drawings, turn on PVP, and take a look at the 1 month. Wow. So in just a few days here, we're going to be able, and by a few, what day would it be? I guess Monday, or this weekend, whatever. We'll be able to draw our monthly SIGs, and we're going to be using 4 months in a row. We've been bracketed for quite a while on SPY. And it looks like I said, this should have been the bottom for now, I would assume. This actually probably would have been a great level to grab calls, swing calls. I'm going to use this chart where I don't have a bunch of lines. I think Shorty was talking about this. We basically have like 2 brackets on SPY. Or actually, he was on ES, but yeah. There's this here, and then there's like a second bracket below. His were a little bit more even, but whatever. Really, I'm focused on this because this is the area that we're trading in right now. And as you can see, like the last time we came to here, what's this? What have we been talking about? This is a strong low, right? So today, oops, when we came and hit this, kind of wouldn't be surprised to see them explore the far extreme. If we lost this, though, which is still possible, if we lose this, they could very easily start exploring this lower bracket, whatever that looks like. So that's kind of where we're at right now with SPY. It's a pretty key level that they need to hold. They were pretty close to losing it today, but managed to, buyers stepped in, whatever. We came back inside this bracket that we've been trading in for a while. So that's kind of like the big picture right now. So I'm going to do this on this chart instead of on my regular SPY chart. In case you guys want to put these levels on your chart, they would not be bad to have right now, but I don't want them on my SPY chart personally right now. This is February value area low. This is developing, right? But since we're so close to the end of the month, these levels might move a little bit, but they're not going to move a lot unless we have some crazy candle like below this area or above. Again, developing value area for February, but this close to the end of the month, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have these levels on your chart. Okay. So I'll zoom in so you guys can see the numbers better. February value area low, or again, developing February value area low, is 6,011. February developing VPOC is 609.83, and February developing value area high 610.91. Okay. Excuse me. Oh. Even with a few days left in February, the volume's been pretty good. It's at least average at this point, if not more. So, oh wait, I'm not looking at a monthly chart. I'm confused. There we go. Yeah, so right now we're below average, and I don't know that a few days is going to change that. Volume's pretty weak, but that's on like a on our monthly. This looks like the spinning top. It might be something else. I don't really like have candlestick patterns memorized. I don't use them, but this at least looks like a spinning top to me. And you know, I would expect from here with this volume, it's showing slowing down and selling, and that we're gonna, you know, end up bouncing, but I could be wrong. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and chart SPY up. So, well, as soon as I click this, actually, let's go back to this chart really quick. Nice. I don't have session volume profile here. So this is a pretty important level. So this is what bulls need to get over. And right now we're just slightly below it. Bears need to break through this. So we're in some potentially dangerous territory where, or at least dangerous if you're bullish. Bears need to get below this. Bulls need to break over this. And again, we're pretty close. So if they can reclaim this, get some candles above, retest, and that would be a great spot for calls as well. Okay. Oh, and look, so basically that level is the weekly second sig. So our weekly second sig is at 596.03, and the level that we identified is 595.87. So pretty close. But so we basically already have that charted here. Let's bring our, whoa, what's that level? Previous day value area low. Previous day POC. And our previous day, or sorry, this is our previous day VPOC. This is our previous day value area high. We can't draw daily SIGs right now because we don't have 2 days overlapping. Let's take a look at TPO. Oh. Single prints, or also a strong low, right? So you guys should know exactly what to do if price comes back to here. And then up here at the top, man, I hate it when they give us such a big range, but it is what it is. These are our single prints at the top. So here we have single prints down to here, and single print mid. Oh, what am I doing? So normally, you know, like for me, this here should be like no questions asked, hopping in calls. I don't think they're going to be giving this to us tomorrow, right? And then normally, this whole area here, we would be watching for puts. You guys are going to have to bear with me for a second. I apologize. My mom raised a gentleman. My wife just got home. She's got the baby, and I know she's got a bunch of groceries. I'm going to run out and help her really quick. I apologize. I will be right back in just a couple of minutes, okay? So, short intermission break here. I'll be right back. All right, everybody. Sorry about that. I see a message. How often do I need to rechart? I do it like basically every 3 months, but there's no set amount. But like me as a trader, if you know futures, the futures expire, the contracts for futures expire every 3 months. And so basically every time futures contract expires, I rechart. All right, I want to look at something. Excuse me, I'm like trying to catch my breath as well. Hopefully I don't have to beat my mentee. I think I do. Oh, no, I don't. Okay. So, Oliver's been working with me for about 3 months. We started sometime in November. I don't remember exactly the date. This is his most recent prop firm account, where he's up 153%, or $3,000 in, I want to say like a 6-week time period. Yeah, not even quite 6 weeks. He started on the 30th of January. So it's actually shy of a month. And I think the important thing is he's not doing anything different than what I've been teaching you guys. Triple G, I'll give you a link. Let me see. As soon as I find it. So here, I'll post this. This is basically what I'm about to show, but when you come down on this, on the link that I shared, right here you'll see your March contracts, and you see the volume. Wait, no, this is not the right. Where is it? Is it not here anymore? Oh, here's the volume. I'm sorry. So this is our volume right now. When when June's volume exceeds March's, it's generally like right around the Tuesday, the first week of March, is where the volume will switch from March to June, and that's when you want to switch. Okay, so you want to pay attention to the volume. If you're trading on a prop firm, it doesn't really matter, and so basically this will make sense to everybody, right? Even people that trade options. When we buy an option contract, we need somebody, like when we go to sell it, we need a buyer, right? Or if we're trying to buy, we need a seller. And so if there's no volume, the volume's 22, there's not a lot of people buying and selling. So it'll be hard for us to get fills. But with the volume higher, it's a lot easier for us to get our fills. But if you're trading on a prop firm, you're trading a simulated account, and all they care about is if the level that you're closing at is hit or the level that you're trying to open at is hit. They're not looking for buyers and sellers. So if you're trading on a prop firm, worrying about when to switch your contracts is much less important, because all you're really worried about is hitting your price targets versus actually needing somebody to buy your contract or somebody to sell a contract to you. Okay? No, Oliver, it's too late. You said had, so we're done. We're cutting the cord. You're on your own. But I think, so what I was showing with Oliver's account, a couple of things. and I'm not saying this trying to promote myself, because Oliver can tell you, like, he reached out to me wanting a mentorship, and it wasn't like, okay, sure, send me money. Like, we actually met for, I don't even know, I think like an hour and a half or 2 hours, and had a conversation and talked, and we talked about a lot of things, and not much of it had to do with trading. I had to make sure he was somebody that I can get along with, somebody that that I feel like is going to listen to instruction. It's also important to me that he has a Windows computer and has time to actually sit down and trade, things like that, because it's going to be really hard for me to teach somebody like trying to trade on a phone or on a tablet. It's doable, but it's not, you don't have all the tools available to you that you do if you're trading on a Windows computer. So it wasn't like oh sure, yeah, no problem, I'll mentor you. I actually met with him, had a long conversation with him, discussed a lot of things, talked about it with my wife to make sure my wife was okay with it, because it's a very big time commitment. I'm sure Oliver could tell you guys, like, the first month, I might be wrong on this, but definitely the first 2 weeks we were meeting every single day for, like, hours. So it's a huge time commitment, but here's the end result. So the point is like, having a good mentor definitely can propel your trading forward, but also, following instruction and following the advice. He's not doing anything different than what I tell you guys. This is his trade journal, and this is one of the things that was required for me to mentor him, is he has to journal every single trade. And this is his log. The other thing that was a requirement was 1 trade a day for 6 months. But I think right after 2 months, he was doing well enough, and we had a discussion about it. And he felt like, the 1 trade a day was like really kind of keeping him shackled, I guess would be the best word. And that if he was able to take 2 trades a day, he felt like he would be able to do much better. And I was like, okay, sure, let's do like a 1 week trial. And I don't even remember when it started. It looks like it was the week of, basically like the first week of February, he started the 2 trades a day. And I basically told him, like, try it for a week, and if it doesn't work, then we're going to go back to 1 trade a day. He was still doing well with 2 trades, so I was like, cool, you can keep doing 2 trades. And it worked out really well. But so the things that I teach you guys, 1 trade a day, journal your trades, the setups that we talk about, it's nothing different than what I went over with him. And then also, when 1 risk, 2 reward on every trade. When you see, sorry, let me get rid of TPO here. When you see your setup, like a potential setup. So like when this level was broken, you're immediately thinking like, oh, let me try to get a retest, right? Or whatever it is, like I know down here, we identified a short. As soon as this level was broken through, you start planning your trade, or even better, you plan your trade when the market's closed, like I'm doing right now. And so those are all of the steps that he was doing. So he wasn't doing anything different than what I teach you guys. The only difference is basically every day after he traded, we would meet, we would look at his trades, we would go over, the chart, and like basically identify reasons why that specific trade wasn't a good setup or was a good setup, and then even if it worked out, like even if he hit his profit target, we would discuss, like if there was something that wasn't particularly good about that setup, so hopefully all of that makes sense. Let's see. What's up, Zeus? How you doing? Let me just read through the chart really quick. The gap's already filled, Jack. I feel like didn't I give you the levels in Keenan's? But we can glance at it really quick. Nice. You're in calls at 590? That's awesome. Good job, Roberto. Raven, just before, if you feel like I'm like starting to end the video and I forgot to look at PTLR, just remind me. I will look at it. I just want to finish Spy really quick first. Sorry, I'm peeking at something here. So when I say this, I don't want anybody to think I'm like some weird creepy perv or whatever, but you can see like Raven's hair in her little profile picture thing. And so I clicked on it and it doesn't look like you have two videos, right? And the last one, well, I guess the last video you did was a short in 2024. And prior to that, 7 years ago. And your banner, self-love, self-care, self-discovery, which is beautiful. I don't know if you don't have time for YouTube, but based on that banner, you should be doing videos. And I just wanted to comment, and when I say this, like, I have to, like, I'm married, I'm not flirting or anything. You have an absolutely beautiful smile. That's all. All right, so with that said, let's see. So we were already discussing this before I had to run downstairs, and, and then also, like, sorry, where was it? I'm assuming this is your boy. He's a little cutie in your shorts video. So before I ran downstairs to help my wife with the groceries and everything, we were discussing if we happen to come here, this is a major levels to watch for calls. We had already identified, if we lose this, it's major. Like we're going to go down into that lower bracket and get more selling, right? And if, but again, I don't think this is going to be happening. It looks like we've probably hit the bottom, at least short term. And from now, I expect at least some kind of a recovery. Typically, we would be looking for shorts in the single print area. And then anybody that follows my, my channel knows, like, we're generally looking at the single print mid as a level to take puts or to go short. I actually don't think this is going to be in play tomorrow. So I could be wrong. If we do happen to open below this, you want to watch for puts here. And so we'll just put a label there as a just in case. But I really think overnight we're probably going to gap above this. And I would love to see a retest here to grab calls, right? And if this happens, I guess I'm going to be very specific about this. Okay. So hopefully that's specific enough for everybody. My first target would be here. And my second target would be here. Okay. If by some chance, we open still in this range, I would definitely be interested in calls here as well. But all in all, there's just, too many levels to cover basically. But I think these are like our major key levels that I would like to see. With that said, if anything happens, like if we open here and break through and then come back above, retest, this is your spot to grab calls, right? Right here. If we break below, spend 15 minutes or more below, come back, retest, that would be your short, right? So we're always looking for those setups, regardless of where the level is. But then the big thing that you're watching for is like, am I able to get, 1 risk, 2 reward if I take this trade? So, even here, if we break below, spend 15 minutes below, retest, we're looking for a short or looking for puts. If we break above 3 5-minute candles above, retest, we're grabbing calls, so on and so forth. Okay, so that's going to apply to every single level. But when I'm looking, at the chart, I'm looking for what I think is realistic for the next day, and definitely want calls here. But again, I really don't think they're going to bring it back down to here. If they happen to bring it to here, we want to be in calls. If we open, between here and here, we want to look for puts at the single prints, specifically the single prints mid. If we happen to gap above in the overnight session, retest, we're looking for calls. Or it could even be a retest of the November POC. Like we could be gapping, retesting here, grabbing calls. Okay. I think that's going to cover it unless anybody has any questions. If we come to here, this whole area is stacked as far as closing calls or looking for shorts or looking for puts. All right, so hopefully there's no questions on SPY. If you guys have questions, let me know. We'll look at PTLR really quick, and then we're going to call it a video here. It looks like my compliment was well received. I think this might sound weird, but like it kind of sucks as a society that like you can't tell somebody something nice without like coming across as creepy or whatever, or like people thinking that you're flirting or something like that. I just want to be clear, that's like 100% not the case, at least for me. And I think like there's just too much negativity in the world where you should be able to tell somebody like, oh, you have a nice smile, you have nice hair or whatever, without them like thinking, that you're trying to hit on them or something like that, because that's really not what it's all about. Maybe it is for some people, but it's not for me, But so I'm glad that it was well received, and I don't know, just be more loving. PLTR. For me, I think this should be fairly simple, but I don't even, so like, I wish, I should date things like drawn on and then whatever the date is. But I don't remember. Like, did I draw this arrow after the fact and just perfect? No, there's no way, because I wouldn't have perfectly nailed the top here. But I'm pretty sure when I drew this X, I was saying like from here we should come back down into this range and then bounce, and that's what happened. This I drew today. Actually, let me do that now. That'll make things a lot more easy for me. At least on charts I'm not going to look at very often. But if you're looking to be in calls or something to that effect, this is the next area that you're watching for. Right, so this basically, hopefully you can see this. Right now we've done this, and this is technically like where this was resistance, we broke through and now it's turned into support. So they could just run from here. But what would be even better is if they did this, right? And so you would want to close this, like at least for short-term plays, this is your next target for profits. It doesn't look like I can say when I drew that, but whatever. From there, yeah. This is basically like our next SR flip. So like this is the next level. Once they break out of this zone, this is going to be a level that they need to break through. Otherwise, they could reject from here and go lower. Right? If we break through this, then we start looking at this range through here to close. Like our next. This will be our next level of resistance. And what I should do, if I'm not being an idiot, is make this green and make these red. Okay. From there, the next level you're looking to close is through here. Me personally, as a trader, I would be all out through here somewhere. They can obviously go higher, but okay. Jack, I'll call you whatever I want to call you, and come through, do something about it. Yeah, if they retest this will be an amazing entry to grab some calls, some leaps. Yeah, long term. You could probably even just get away with like a month, I would guess. Let me see. It's not going to take terribly long, but well, that took 7 days. And then it took, like almost nothing to sell it off. 6 days. So to be on the safe side, like 2 weeks or a month out, you can grab calls. Let me just look at one other thing. Yeah. This is a great spot. We basically bounced at the bottom of the daily bottom and a retest and then go. Or even better, you can see like here, we bounced right off the top, broke through, retested, blah, blah, blah. If they come back up like this is like your next launching pad. So basically, from here, we might retest, come up to this level, and sell off, come back to here, and then go again. So your first trade is if we retest this, grab calls, play it up to here, switch to puts, play them down to here, close, switch to calls, play them up to here. Okay. And that's going to do it. That's PLTR. I mean, of course, there's a chance it can break that support level. I don't think it's going to be happening short term. Long term, yes, they will definitely break this level. It's kind of a very volatile, what's it called? It's a very volatile stock in the sense that they're not doing great as a company, contrary to what it might look like on the, the stock itself. But a lot of this is news based, where, they got government contracts and whatever else, but their revenue is trash. So like, they're making like $827 million, and only like $80 million of that is profit. So to the average person, like $80 million sounds amazing. Like, I'll take $80 million tomorrow. You guys will never see me live on YouTube again. I'll disappear and I'll be living on my own little island in the middle of nowhere. But for a company, making $830 million, their profits only being 30 is trash. And, I'm sorry, 830 million, only making 80 million is trash. Their operating costs are way too high, and without their government contract, they would be nothing. And so, if all of that, happens, sorry, let me zoom out more. Like this initial pump is all, I think all based on influencers, right? Influencers were promoting PLTR so hard, right? And probably got a lot of retail investors interested. And basically, we pumped it. And then from there, it sold off all the way back down, to like its opening prices and even lower. And for a while as a company, it was not looking great. They came down to, I don't even know, $5, $6 a share from being up at 45. And then somewhere in this mess, they got their government contract and they went parabolic, right? Even with that government contract, again, their operating expenses are way too high. And so if you understand like company fundamentals, this is not like a strong company. It's not something that you want to put a lot of eggs in. Because without that government contract, they're coming back down here, right? And possibly going bankrupt. So, yeah, they're just, whatever they're doing. So, like, I don't know anything about them as a company. I don't know what they do. Like, I don't know what they're manufacturing or if they're providing services or anything like that. But I do know that they got a government contract, and that's basically what sent them parabolic. Without that government contract, like, they're going to lose a lot of their income. And they're already like, operating without very much profit. So it would just be devastating for the company if that happened. So yes, this can definitely get lost. And if it does, we're coming down to here. If that gets lost, down here, if they lose that government contract, we're coming back down here, or possibly they go out of business. What's up, Nora? How you doing? Let's see. Joseph Martinez, hey Rockets, pour low question. Does the tail length matter if it's a worse pour low? Which would be worse between a short and a long tail? And is a pour low only 2 TPOs, or would 3 or more not be a PL? Oh, a pour low. Yeah, so the amount of candles doesn't matter. Actually, the more candles you have, the more likely the level is to be broken, right? So if you think of a battering ram hitting a door, like let's just pretend this is my door. And a candle comes up and hits it, and then I bounce off, and then I hit it again, and then I bounce off, and then I hit it again, and I bounce off. Like every time that I tap it, that level gets weaker and weaker, and eventually I'm just going to slice right through it. The length of the tail doesn't matter. All that matters is that we have, 2 candles or more hitting the same level. Okay? And basically, I mean, that's just what happens over and over and over again. Like if I move this line to the left here, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Like here we hit the line, rejected off, came back, hit it again, and then gapped over, right? So in this particular support level, or resistance level, I'm sorry, it's now support. This particular resistance level, it just took 2 touches and then we broke through, right? But so when this first touch happened, it was a strong high. Second touch, depending on your time frame, it would be like a pour low. Or I mean a pour high, sorry. All right. Steven, that would be the safe way to trade, yes. That's waiting for retests will never lead you wrong. I mean, probability-wise, like, you might, have some losing trades here and there. But all in all, over the long term, you're going to be successful. Evangelos, the support becomes resistance. I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. If you're talking about this support here, like where it was resistance, we broke through, became support, you could grab calls or longs on this first touch. And if we come back and retest it, pretty good chance that we're going to bounce again as well. Okay? Hopefully that's what you're talking about. You wouldn't wait for them to break through and then do this. We just broke from resistance through, became support. This is where you want to be in long or in calls. Potentially if they give us another retest, it wouldn't be bad to be in as well. Okay. I haven't really looked at Wolf. I'm not really hyped about Wolf. Let me erase this. So, I mean, we're just basically at like a major support where they need to go from. From here, if they lose this, it's all bad. Yeah, and right now, we just touched a closed weekly bottom. So they should be bouncing from here. But then the issue is the 4-hour top is closed. So we're kind of in a little bracket here. 512 to 692-ish. Okay. All right, I'm going to go get ready to take my son to the gym. Have a bite to eat first. I got to leave in about 20 minutes. So with that said, as always, thank you to the subscribers of the stream. Extra big thanks to friends of the stream. And if you're new, I would appreciate a follow, subscribe, whatever. And then we tend to basically, like 5 days a week, we do videos and go over SPY and what we're looking for. If I find option setups that I like, I'll share those as well. We drop stuff here and there, throughout the day, whatever, talking about entries and different little education pieces here and there, but mostly educational videos happen on Sundays. But everything that we share here, like, we give it all away for free. We're not selling a Discord. We're not selling courses. There's no hidden fees or anything like that. Like, everything, I don't have any, like secret stuff that I only share with people, that are in a Discord or whatever. It's all here. So, we talked a little bit earlier about like the benefits of having a mentor. And that, again, even right when I started talking about it, I even said I'm not promoting myself. I don't have time to mentor a bunch of people. And me taking on Oliver was like really questionable because I was worried that I didn't have the time to do it. So yeah, I guess the whole point is like I'm not trying to promote anything, but what I am going to say is, like, if you do find somebody that's a good, trustworthy person that's actually knowledgeable, if you can get someone to mentor you, it'll definitely help you as far as growing quicker. But everything that we teach here, like, if you just listen and apply it, you'll get there. What I would recommend is get a little clique. Find like 5 or 10 people that you like and that you think are like working hard and trying to get better. Make a little Discord server and hold each other accountable every single day. Like I shared this, where is it? I shared this yesterday. This is my little accountability group. And every day these people post their setups that they're looking for tomorrow. And they'll talk about whatever trades they took, so on and so forth. Like this guy, just crushing. He caught like 30 some odd points here on NQ or MNQ, which is great. And these people basically, they post their setups for the next day, every single day, and then they'll only trade those setups. Every once in a while, they'll share their journals with each other or with me, and it looks like everybody that's participating in that group is doing well. So what I'm saying is find your own little group, 5-10 people, and or it doesn't even matter the amount of people, but if it starts getting too big, like it's going to be just like too much typing or whatever, you probably just want like a tight-knit little group of people that you get along with. and hold each other accountable, mentor each other, basically, like hold each other accountable, check each other's journals, look at setups for the next day, and give each other feedback, like on what you're seeing. John Doe's asking how to join my accountability Discord. So when I say this, like, it's not a personal thing, but I'm only making that available to people that are a part of Shorty's Discord. And there's, I think, 2 people in there that aren't members of Shorty's Discord. I don't really know how to say this other than they really earned their spot. Like, I don't want to say like anything, because then I'll probably just have a bunch of people like DMing me. But they just earned their spot. Like, I don't know what else to say other than that. But yeah, I just I'm trying to figure out the best way to word this, but basically, like, Shorty's my mentor, and he mentored me for free. And right after, or right, like, during the time that he was mentoring me, he still mentors me. Like, I'm still learning from him and growing through him. He wanted to open up a Discord server. He asked me if I would be willing to help him, manage it and whatever else. And so in that Discord server, I'm an admin. I'm the only admin. It's like me, Shorty, and then we have one moderator. That's it. So like, Shorty's the server owner, I'm the admin, and then we have one mod. It's very small, like 500 people, I want to say, roughly. And basically, excuse me, since Shorty mentored me, I feel like I owe him everything, and so I don't know, roughly 4 years ago, he started the Discord server. I do my best to trade live every day in that Discord server, share my screen, call out what I'm seeing, answer questions, help people, whatever it is. And also do one-on-ones with the people in that Discord server for free, like, just trying to give back as much as I can, just as my way of trying to say thank you to Shorty for what he's done for me and done for my life, if that makes sense. And so, part of that is, like, one of my ways of trying to give back is by having that little accountability group that I oversee for people in the Discord. And I guess the best thing that I can say is, like, I don't, it wouldn't have come up if somebody didn't ask, like, how do you join that accountability group, I wouldn't have mentioned it. But basically, the only way to join would be to join Shorty's Discord server and then say that you want to be a part of that group, and you would get added right away. But I'm not trying to promote the server, if that makes sense. Like, the only reason that it came up is because somebody asked the question. If you want to join his server and you want to join the group, you're more than welcome. It's a very small Discord. It's not cheap. It's $100 a month. But you're also learning how to trade from a market maker. There's actually 2 market makers in the server. And there's a bunch of very experienced, very profitable, professional traders in there that trade, that help, that teach, answer questions, whatever else. So it's a great place to be if you want to learn. But again, the whole point is if you're trying to learn, you don't need to pay for a Discord. You don't need to pay for a mentor. Will those things expedite your growth and your learning? Yes, absolutely. If you find the right mentor, or if you find the right Discord server, yes, they will absolutely help you grow and learn faster. But at the end of the day, all you really need is books and time watching the charts, and that's really it. And we, again, give all of that away for free on this channel. Like, we're not bogarting anything or, keeping any information from you guys. So, not me like promoting myself or patting myself on the back or whatever, but if you're trying to grow and learn, between books and this YouTube channel should be enough. And one of the things that I kind of say from time to time is just be careful who you're learning from. There's a lot of shady people out there that are really just trying to sell a Discord, or they're just trying to sell like some trading course. Most of them don't know their head from a hole in the wall, or their ass from a hole in the wall, whatever the saying is. Sorry, I know it's not head from a hole in the wall. They should put their head in a wall. Most of them, are just, they're not profitable at trading, so they're trying to make money by selling courses and selling Discords and whatever else. Those people, you really need to make sure that you're avoiding them and staying away from them. There's a lot of scammers out there. I've personally reported people that I know are scammers to YouTube and to Patreon, and obviously it didn't do anything because they're still operating on YouTube and on Patreon. And I even gave screenshots, but I guess any of that stuff, could be manipulated with photo editing software. But I gave legit screenshots that undeniably prove that they're scamming. The only way that you could deny that it's undeniable is basically I could have edited it with some photo editor, but I'm saying I didn't, and I'm an honest person. Obviously, I don't expect YouTube or Patreon to take my word for it, but you guys as my followers, I think you guys kind of know my heart and know who I am as a person, and I would expect you guys to believe me when I say I gave proof without editing anything that's undeniable. But of course, I don't expect YouTube or Patreon to take my word for it, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, Timothy? Yes, exactly. So, what Timothy just said, I've informed you guys all of the books that you need. And yeah, just if you're trying to learn and grow, follow the channel. Read those books, and it'll all come with time. Spend time watching charts. Avoid doing, or I guess this all falls into the, avoid, be careful who you're learning from. A lot of people suggest really stupid stuff like paper trading. Paper trading is only good for learning how to use a new platform. So if me as a trader today switched from the platform that I'm trading on to another platform, I might take a couple of paper trades just to make sure I completely understand how to use their software. But once I figured out oh yeah, I know how to place orders, cancel orders, sell, close, open, whatever, I'm done paper trading. It was just to make sure that I understand how to use their software. You don't want to, learn with real money and make a mistake on a trade because you don't know how to use the software. So paper trading, other than that purpose, is absolutely trash because there's no emotions involved, and emotions is the hard part of trading. So just be careful about, listening to retail traders, in Discords that are oh, you should paper trade for 6 months and, figure out your strategy and blah, 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 blah. You're going to be wasting your time. You're completely wasting your time. So again, just be careful who you're listening to. Make sure that the people, if you are taking advice from people, make sure that that they're good and they know what they're actually talking about. You'll even hear a lot of retail traders say stuff like, "Oh, don't trade on Fridays. Don't trade the first hour of the open." Da 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 da. There is a tiny bit of truth to that. The first half an hour of the market open is the most volatile. So if you're not good at trading or you're not seeing a good setup, you're probably going to get clapped. But if you're a good trader and you're waiting for your setups, if your setup happens in the first hour, half hour of the market, there's no reason to not take that trade. But so like a lot of retail traders, they're not experienced enough, or they're not waiting for good setups. And so they think they can just like YOLO into trades during the first 30 minutes. They get clapped, and then they make up that, oh, you shouldn't trade the first 30 minutes. Again, if your setup's there, take it. Big P, yes, Shorty's Discord is still open. I've never said that we live trade every day, but we generally trade live at least 4 to 5 days a week. So, but I don't want to say it's every day, because that wouldn't be true. Hey, what's up, Jumpman? How you doing, bro? But we do our best to trade live every day, but it's not guaranteed that we're going to be trading 5 days a week. But I would say at a minimum, at least 4. There might be weeks like where Shorty's busy and I'm busy, and maybe we trade live for 3 days out of the week. But on average, yeah, 5 days a week. I would say at worst 4 days a week, and far and few between, like maybe 3 days a week, just depending on what life is lifing, like, you know. Joseph, I will answer your question. Somebody actually asked me this yesterday, like in Keenan's Discord, and it's kind of hard for me to type out the answer because it's a very long-winded answer. But the way that me and Shorty met was, it's actually kind of funny, if for me at least, in retrospect. I was following him for a while on Twitter, and I couldn't understand anything that he was saying. But I knew, like, based on what he was saying, or like what I was seeing, because he would post a screenshot, blah, 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 type about a bunch of words that meant absolutely nothing to me. And the next day he would reply to his post with a screenshot of what he was expecting to happen, having happened, like, to a T, right? And so I was like, I have no idea what this dude is talking about, but I know that I need to know what he's talking about. Like, if I want to get good at trading, this is exactly what I need to learn. And basically, after a while of watching him, it was actually like a really, I think, even better. It was a really good time in my life. But so basically, I took a trade, a call on AVGO, and I want to say on that call, I think I made $1,600. So not, when I say I made $1,600, like, let's say the contract cost me $150. I made $1,600 on top of the cost of my contract, right? And I reached out to Shorty actually before I happened to win that trade. And I reached out to Shorty, and I'm like, hey, like, at the time he was part of a group called, hang on, let me look it up. I think this is right. Yeah, so I don't know that I want to promote them, but or actually it won't even load. But so he was part of a group called Trading Alphas, which is a really large Discord community. I want to say they have like 40,000, or at least at the time they had 40 to 60,000 members, and there was like 6 analysts. And Shorty was basically doing all of the work. And that group is crazy. They charge like $400 or $500 a month to be a part of the group. And of course, I didn't know this at the time, but I knew that Shorty was a part of Trading Alphas. And I was thinking about joining, because I'm like, okay, if he's in there teaching, then that's where I need to be to learn, right? So I was contemplating paying like $400 to $500 a month to try to learn from Shorty. And so I reached out to him on Twitter. I sent him a private message, and I was like, hey, I'm thinking about joining Trading Alphas, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Or I think I initially sent a message to Trading Alphas and I never got a reply. And so then I reached out to Shorty directly on Twitter, saying that I was thinking about joining, whatever, interested in learning how to trade, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And Shorty basically replied and was like, hey, I'm actually thinking about leaving that group. And I was like, oh, okay. You would be the only reason I would be interested in joining that group. So now I was like, shoot, like, what do I do? And me and him talked, and he was like, hey, like, if you're interested, like for $1,500, I can share some indicators with you, tell you how to find the setups, whatever. Like, we'll get on a call together and go over everything. And I was like, sure, sounds good. Shorty, I'll say this. I think over the years that I've known him, he's kind of calmed down. But when I first met him, it seemed like he was always worried about people screwing him over, right? And so at the time, I had like a really small Discord, couple hundred members, mostly friends, whatever. And we were all trying to get better as traders. And and it was free, of course. Like, I wasn't charging people. And as I'm talking to Shorty, like, hey, how much to learn from you, whatever. And he told me $1,500. I was like, perfect. I mean, that's basically what I made on that AVGO play. I'll just withdraw the money and give it to him. And so talked to my wife about it. She agreed and was like, yeah, go for it. Like, if that's what you need to do to get better at trading and that's what you want to do, then do it. Like, and basically, like, I was concerned that he was going to screw me over because I'm going to be like wiring money to somebody, with like no guarantee that he's going to follow through. Right. And my wife was like, hey, if that happens, that's what happens. And that's life, like, but if you don't take chances, then you'll never achieve your goals, kind of thing. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So I sent him the money. He quit trading alphas right around that time because, again, there was like 6 people that were analysts or whatever. And basically all of them were scammers. Like, they don't really know anything about trading. Shorty was the main person that would like trade live and was doing everything. And for what they were making on a monthly basis, like 60,000 members charging $400 a month, he was making peanuts. He told me what it was back at the time. I don't remember, but they're making hundreds of thousands a month, and he was getting like almost nothing comparatively, considering he was the person that was kind of running the show. So he quit that group, and then he basically found out like that I had that Discord, and he was like, hey, like, do you have a Discord server? And I'm like, yeah. And I think he was worried that I was going to take what he taught me, or like take the indicators that he was giving me and give them away to people for free. And he kind of, what's the word? Like, he suggested that, but like in a roundabout way. Like, it wasn't direct, like, oh, are you going to screw me over kind of thing. But it was like, you could tell that he was concerned that I was trying to screw him over. And so he was like, hey, do you mind if I join the server? And I'm like, yeah, go for it, So I sent him an invitation, and I explained what it was. And I'm like, hey, we're really just like a bunch of beginners, like trying to learn and get better and grow and, like help each other out kind of thing. Share educational stuff that we find with each other that we think is valuable. And Shorty joined the Discord. And basically what happened was I really like ran that Discord server, and I would call out plays, and we didn't do bad, because at that point I'd been studying a lot, and I was decent as a trader. We called out a lot of good swing trades that hit, like that AVGO play. I remember there was like an AMD play like close to that AVGO play that made a lot of money, and so a lot of people were making money off of my call outs, but I still wasn't where I wanted to be as a trader. And because people were making money off of my call outs, they kept like hitting me up like, hey, like, give us your PayPal, give us your Venmo, give us your Zelle, let me send you a donation, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, that's not what this is about. I'm like, we're a group of friends trying to help each other get better. Like, I'm not trying to profit off of you guys. I want to make money off of trading. And it happens so much that I finally like created a channel on my Discord that was like, hey, if you really feel the need to like send money to me, instead take that money and send it to a charity. And I was like, for me, like, if you want to use a charity that I like, this is the one that I would like to see money go to. But I was like, at the end of the day, it's your money, and if you have another charity that you would rather send money to, then send it to that charity. But I'm never going to give you guys like my PayPal or Zelle or whatever else to get money from you guys. So if that's something you really feel inclined to do, to give back based on the call outs that I'm making, then give it to somebody that actually really needs the money. And so Shorty joined the Discord. I didn't know this at the time, but he saw that message, and he ended up talking to somebody that ended up being mutual friends of ours. So like at the time it was just Shorty's friend. And he talked to him and he was like, hey, like this guy seems like a really good dude with a big heart. Like, you know, he's doing this for all these people and then he's not trying to profit off of them. And he was actually like, if you really want to give back, like give to a, you know, to a charity that for people that actually really need help. And then he told this person that's like now a mutual friend, like, I'm going to mentor him for free. And so what ended up happening was he started mentoring me and teaching me. And then we opened the Discord together. And then, I don't know, slowly over time, he would like, you know, send me a couple $100 here and there. Like, hey, thanks for your help in the Discord server, you know, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then after a little while of like sending me little, you know, a few hundred there, 500 there, whatever, a few hundred, blah, 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 blah. One day he finally goes, there, I gave you back your $1,500 that you sent me, you know, to learn. And he goes, it was never, you know, like my intention to keep it. But I wanted to make sure you were really serious about learning. And I was like, damn, it's a good dude. And so that's really just the story of how I met Shorty. And then basically ever since that, I feel like I owe him so much that like ride or die, I'll be by his side. Like whatever he needs, whatever he needs help with. We don't talk, you know, very often, like on a personal level, but every once in a while we'll text each other or, you know, talk through the Discord, whatever. But, I'm also not somebody that really talks to people a whole lot. Like, the friends I have, like we can go years without talking and you can hit me up like, hey, I really need help like with this. And, I'll be there. Like no questions asked. I'll show up and help with whatever it is they need help with. But don't expect me to text you every day or call you every day or whatever. I don't have time for all that crap. But if I'm your friend, like, I'm a ride or die friend. Like, you hit me up like, hey, I need help getting rid of a body. I'll be like, okay, where are you at? So, and that's hypothetically. Of course, I would never help anybody hide a body. YouTube algorithm. But yeah, I'm sure this is going to end up getting clipped, which is going to be hilarious. You guys are terrible with that stuff. So yeah, that's the story of me and Shorty. To be clear, he didn't really do much of like one-on-one mentorship with me. I study really hard. I work really hard at everything I do. And so as far as like one-on-one time with Shorty, probably like 6 hours, 6 to 10 hours. The rest of it was just like learning from him through like groups, where he was teaching, you know, like a big group of people or whatever. Yeah. So that's it. That's the story. I've never met Shorty in person, but we will one day. You know, that's just inevitable. I'm going to be meeting Oliver in person. Oh, shoot. What day are you coming to town? I'm an idiot. because I feel like it's in my calendar, but it's not. The 24th of March. Shoot, hopefully I'm off. Let me check really quick. I meant to make sure I request or like took that weekend off, and I forgot. Well, I haven't put in that schedule yet, I don't think. Okay. Oh, and it's a Thursday. I do work a lot of Thursdays, though. Wait, no, it's not. I'm looking at April. Or I'm looking at May. April. I was looking at April. The 24th. You're coming in on a Monday? Oh, I'll be off. Okay. Yeah, I'm already off. Cool. Yeah, so I'll actually be meeting Oliver March 23rd, do you mean? Dude, I'm not crazy, right? March. Yeah, March 24th is a Monday. March 23rd, I'm pretty sure I'm off. I think I work the night before. But, whatever. If I'm scheduled... I don't feel good. So yeah, I'll be meeting up with Oliver in person in March. That'll be the first time I've ever met somebody, like, from trading, I think. Actually, that's a lie. One of the other people that like Shorty mentored for free, Juan, or his name on Discord, Dirty Mex. I've met up with him in person. So I guess Oliver will be the second person I've met up with in person. But yeah, I'll definitely meet up with Shorty one day. He just lives in Georgia and I live in California, and he hasn't been to California. He's been to Mexico. Like during that time, and I haven't been to Georgia. So, but when one of us are in the same state, we will definitely meet up and, have lunch or dinner or something and get together. So, all right. And now I don't have time to eat because I got to go take my son to the gym because I talked for too long. I was saying I have 20 minutes until I have to go, but now I got to leave now. So as always, much love to the subscribers of the stream. Extra big thank you to the friends of the stream. If you're new here, I would appreciate a sub. Helps us out, helps us get the information out to more people. And as I kind of already said, like, we're not, we teach on Sundays here. We're not keeping anything back. We share everything. So if you're trying to learn and get better at trading, this is the place to be. There's no paywalls. There's no courses that we're selling. No Discord that you have to join to get the information. It's all there for free. With that said, much love, much respect, and we will see you all tomorrow. Peace out. Have a good one. Bye.